Thank you.
Thank you, Group 1. We will proceed to Group 2. Group 2, you can change your place. Group 2, come here. Group 2 members. Group 2. The presenter, group leader. Your name, group leader. What's your name? Hassan Shego. Yes. The next title topic of presentation is independent thinking, developing critical thinking. Skill. The presenter is Hassan Shego. Come, please. You have allotted 10 to 15 minutes to complete the presentation, and we will proceed to the other presenter. Kisos Jamrat. Right. Now we can begin.
Hello everyone. My name is Hassan Shego. I'm here on behalf of Group 2 to present independent thinking, develop critical thinking. So in today's topic, we're gonna see the definition significance of independent thinking, what's like the transition from early learning to high school to independent thinking. Most importantly, we will see different strategical method to cultivate our independent thinking. So at the end of this topic, I expect you to able to develop critical problem solving, decision making, and navigate the complexity of the world through engaging with independent thinking. And at the end, you'll start to develop your critical thinking from today. So our first topic is the definition and the significance of independent thinking. So what does it mean independent thinking? It's the ability to make a decision and judgment based on your personal ability rather than on others' interface. So when you see significance, you can see from different aspects. The first one, questioning the assumption. Independent thinking encouraging individual to question assumption, beliefs or situation is open the door to deeper understanding. And the other is analyze information. Independent thinkers don't accept information as fact, rather they analyze, question the information. And the other one, initiating query. Independent thinkers are not limited what they presented, rather they find out more to feel their curiosity to learn more. And the other is continuous growth. As you explore more knowledge and perspective, you will have a mindset that is developed and cultivated with a lot of strategies. So, and the next topic is what's the transition from rule learning to independent thinking. As freshmen, we used to practice rule learning in our high school. So rule learning is a memorization technique that emphasizes when something is repeated until we remember it. And rule learning mostly practiced in high school, but in university and college, independent thinking takes the place of rule learning. So independent thinking has the following characteristics. The first one is critical analysis. Independent thinking involves critical analysis, where students encourage question, evaluate, and interpret information. And the other one is creativity. Creativity, unlike structured nature of rule learning, independent learning encourage individuals to see outside the box, to be more creative, and to find real-world problems. And the third one is intellectual exploration. In college and university provide platform for intellectual exploration. Students have a freedom to delve into subject deeply. And when we see the difference between rule learning and independent thinking, rule learning, as I said, is relies on memorization, whereas independent learning, taking values and understanding and its application. And the second is rule learning is often structured and linear, whereas independent learning impress the complexity and ambiguity. And on the third, rule learning promotes conformity. What does mean conformity is we accept information, we at the hand rather than finding in different viewpoints. But when it comes to independent thinking, it's encourage individual express and diverse viewpoints. So as you may guess, there are challenges that we may face when translate from rule learning to independent learning. Some of them are the adoption period. Independent learning can't be acquired at once, but it's a life journey that takes time and dedication. So we're gonna face some disorientation when translate from rule learning to independent learning. And the other one is increased responsibility. Independent learning is not just taking information or at the hand, but it takes critical analysis, question assumption. So it's have a great responsibilities and rule learning. So as you may guess, if something has more challenging, it may have more benefits. So some of the benefits are foster our critical thinking skill, as we see in the group one presentation. Critical thinking has a lot of benefits in our daily life. So it's help us to foster critical thinking skill. And the other and the most important thing is it prepares us for the real world problem. As an university student, we expect from us is to solve the problem of our society, our family, and our country problem. So independent thinking prepares us for this real world problem. And the other is personal experience and example of becoming independent thinker. We will see the personal experience of Holden Caulfield. Can you read?
Holden Caulfield, the protagonist in J.D. Salinger's book, The Transit in the Right epitomizes such a character perfectly, because he is one of the only few who understands that the cost and benefit for becoming independent thinker are both complicated as well as enormous. Holden is an enlightened teen who doesn't feel integrated into his surrounding environment and meet the expectation of the society. He gets thrown out of his preschool and lingers alone the town for several days, using this time to ponder through life issues. Holden always stands against the conventional thinking of his contemporaries as well as his elders. The world he is attached to education is marginal. Social norms are forming while alternative figures are hypocrites. His independent thinking was akin to alienating himself from a lot, whereas in many circumstances he feels misunderstood, even though he is to face problems. Still, it comes from the independent thinking of wonder that leads him to address a wider understanding of himself in the world. This prompts him to realize that based on his instincts and belief he can deal this worldly affair instead of relying on other people. He realizes that he cannot change the world, but he can change his own perspective and actions.
Thank you, Kana. You may get a lot of significant lesson from this personal experience, but most importantly, you may get the following lessons. The first one is the courage to be critic and challenging conventional beliefs. So many of us may stop our what we are doing because of we face some criticism from other people, but from Holden's story we see that his courage to be critic and to challenge conventional beliefs. And the second one is acknowledge the personal instincts and beliefs can guide one's faith. Most of us we incline into others' faith rather than to follow our own faith. But in Holden's story, we'll see that he follows his own faith rather than to follow what many follows. And the third one is embracing ideas that challenging oneself within one's control, even if the changing the world is not. Most of us, I think, we want the perfect time and the place to change ourselves. We want to the world change, but in Holden's story, we see that even if the world is in a change, he changed himself to become a better person. And if we come to agreement that independent thinking is important for our life, we will see what are the strategies that you can use to cultivate independent thinking. There are a lot of techniques that you can use to cultivate your independent thinking, but in our presentation we include some of them. You can explore in your own. Some of them are active reading. Active reading is a way of engaging with text that goes beyond simply absorbing words. So active reader asks about the text. They try to give the meaning for the text on their own rather than on the author's perspective. So it's this deeper engagement leads to better understanding the text. It helps us to boost our memory and critical thinking skills. And the second one is meaningful discussion. Seeking out opportunity to discuss ideas with others who hold different viewpoints will help us to broaden our perspective, to see what others' perspective, and help us to challenge our own perspective. And the third one is diverse perspective. Rather than just consuming the information about what we already know, it's better to widen our perspective to become more know different things. You can widen up your perspective by reading books, articles, by listening podcasts, like by watching YouTube and different materials. And the fourth one is journaling and reflection. Journaling and reflection are powerful tools to develop our critical thinking and independent thinking. So it helps us to become self-awareness of ourselves. It's kind of help to reflect our thoughts and idea about ourselves. It's kind of used to relieve our stress and the fifth one is collaborating learning. Is the same idea with other techniques. Collaboratively, where individuals work together towards a shared goal, offers a powerful platform for developing critical thinking. And at the end, I want you that remember, critical thinking is a life journey that you have to develop throughout your time in order to be a good independent thinker. You have to be more disciplined and dedicated person. And the last one is the impact of independent thinking on personal growth, decision making, and problem solving. I think we already see that the impact of independent thinking in different aspects of our life. Some of them are personal growth. Independent thinking helps us to boost our confidence. It fosters our sense of self-reliance and personal agency. It helps us to become more critical thinker, and we see that the benefit of critical thinker in group one presentation. So it's a way to develop our critical thinking skill. And the second one is in the decision making. In decision making, it's benefits us to make informed choice, to see things from different perspectives, and to evaluate the consequence of our decision. And the second one is resilience to manipulation. By questioning and analyzing external influence, independent thinkers are less susceptible to manipulation or propaganda. And the third one is problem solving. And problem solving, as we seen in independent thinking helps us to solve a real-world problem by more creative and innovative. So we see that, and it helps us to become effective problem analysts by breaking down problems into small pieces. And on the third one is critical thinkers are open to feedback. They accept criticism and they evaluate it if it's correct or not. And that's our topic. If you become an independent thinker and become your architect of your life journey, you can widen up by see the following websites and by reading these books. So thank you for your attention.
Yes. Very good. Nice presentation. To the point. Thank you. Khalid Abdurrahman. Tell me what I understand from your presentation or from your assignments.
That independent thinking requires the ability to form judgment and to make assumptions based on personal reflection rather than solely relying on external influence.
What does it mean to be an independent thinker in the context of critical thinking?
Independent thinker means a person who can form argument, form judgments, make assumptions without relying on external influence or another person.
Excellent. Yes.
Yes.
What are some challenges individual face in their journey to become independent thinker?
Ability. Okay, sorry. Biased. Can you repeat the question, sir?
What are the challenges or problems individual face in their journey to become independent thinker?
Fear of rejection. Biased. Fear of rejection and fear of rejection.
Yes. Excellent. What else? Thank you. Can I have a color? First, tell me what you understand from the paper, from the assignment.
I understood that independent thinking is relying on your own perspective and your own view without relying on other extra perspective of others, not solely on extra perspective others, but but relying on yourself and your own perspective.
How can developing independent thinking skill positively impact one's personal and professional life?
When we thinking independently, we get confidence. We will be confident, and we will have our own perspectives and our own views, and we can see many perspectives on some things, and we will be confident.
What are strategies or techniques individual can practice to cultivate independent thinking?
The first one is active reading. Active reading means reading something actively and deeply understanding the meaning of the thing, rather than rote learning. Rote learning is memorizing or remembering something by doing it repeatedly. But when we come to independent thinking, we have to read actively. We have to get into the information, by thinking the connection between the foreground and the thing we're reading in the book, and making a connection between them and understanding deeply.
Okay, thank you. I understand that. How can we develop our independent thinking skills? The challenges we face through this transformation process, and how can we overtake these challenges?
What are the common challenges individuals face in their journey to become independent thinker?
Okay, the main one is to break throughout the popular ideas in our society, and maybe we may not acceptance in our community when we through this. And the other is the challenges we face from our peer pressure, our expertise or authority, and so on.
What does it mean to be an independent thinker?
Independent thinking is the ability to objectively evaluate, analyze informations, arguments, and the source of their evidence without heavily influenced by external factors such as peer pressure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ቅዱስ አያሌው absent? የት ነበር? Take a seat. Tell me what you understand from your
from my assignment. I understand that how critical thinking works and how to develop my critical thinking.
What does it mean to be an independent thinker? What does it mean to say someone is an independent thinker?
Independent thinking means having the ability to analyze information and make make judgments based on evidence.
Challenge individual face in the journey to become independent thinker.
Social pressure, cognitive bias, confirmation bias, indeed.
What is social pressure?
Social pressure means the peer pressure. ፒር ፕሬሸር ማለት ያው የማትፈልገውን ነገር ሰው ስላደረገውን ብቻ አንተ እንዲያደርጉ መገፋፋት ምናምን። ፒር ፕሬሸር ሚንስ ዳት።
ሌሎች ምን ናቸው ቻሌንጅ?
ሌላ ኮግኒቲቭ ባያስ፣ ኮንፈርሜሽን ባያስ።
ቀናኒሳ በለጠ tell me what do you understand from this?
I understand that independent thinking is different from what independent thinking is different from rote learning, and we can use it in different situations. We are using much of it like rote learning in our academic studies, and we are not using much of independent thinking, and I understand that how we can evaluate it and use it in our professional and personal lives.
What are the challenges in becoming independent thinker?
I think the challenge is responsibility, and we have the commitment to do the new things in independent thinking, and the most crucial ones is being like the conversion from rote learning to independent critical thinking is huge, so that could be a little challenging for a normal person.
Okay. What does it mean to be an independent thinker?
It means to evaluate information in much like questioning the information in analyzing way, and evaluating arguments, and being like having a broad perspective on the subject, and making the best decision we have.
Get out. Tell me what you understand from your presentation from the assignments first.
Okay, our presentation mainly talked about independent thinking and rotary information. Independent thinking, as I learned from our presentation, is more about having your opinion in different kind of situations without being biased from different societies.
What does it mean to be an independent thinker?
To be an independent thinker is when you are giving information, you analyze it, you ask question, you ask question about the information to know whether the information is correct or not, without being biased.
Very good. What is the challenge in becoming independent thinker?
The challenge in becoming independent thinker is more the society. The society, they have their thinking that is right and wrong, but you have to analyze and have different questions from different persons to know whether the society has a good or bad image in something.
Society. How can becoming independent thinker positively impact one's life?
There are different ways where when you become independent thinker, you have different kind of lifestyle. They have their goals, and they work through their goals to find a different method to go to your goals, and they have time management. They are very respectful and disciplined.
Nice, thank you. Kanan Alamayo. Kanan Alamayo. Kanan. Tell me what do you understand from your paper, from your
First of all, thank you for giving me this chance. What we learn about this presentation is about independent thinking. That means generally we learn in this topic about the definition of independent thinking, what are the challenges to be independent thinker, and what are the methods and strategies to be an independent thinker, and what is the benefit of in personal life and in professional or in career situations, and the persons or examples or experiences that can we learn about independent thinking.
What is the benefits?
The benefit of being independent thinking, it improves our creativity, and it initiates to innovate or to find new things. It improves our communication skills, our self-confidence, our problem-solving abilities, and the decision-making skills.
Can you mention some challenges in becoming independent thinker?
The challenges we face is first of all social influence or social influence from our society, and the second one is fear about criticizing and judged by other people, that because we are unconventional viewpoints, and another one is fear or lack of seeing a different perspective about what we are thinking of.
ቃል ኪዳን እርጋታው ቃል ኪዳን tell me what you understand from your paper, from your assignment.
Independent thinking is independent thinker is someone who who analyze information by their own judgment rather than accepting others' view. And independent thinking and critical thinking related each other. When we think independently, we use critical thinking, and this independent thinking lies on the heart process of critical thinking. It allows one to approach problems and information fresh without building a bias, and independent thinker reach their own conclusion logically and rationally. And there are some challenges in becoming independent thinker. There are social pressure to confirm popular opinion and society norms, lack of information literacy, and limited exposure to diverse ideas and experience also restrict one to be independent thinker, and also fear of disagreement that discourage one to express his or disagreement. ከሰዎች ጋር ያለውን ምንድን ነው ከሰዎች ጋር ያለን ያንን ነገር ስንናገር ከሰዎች የሚመጣብንን ዲስአግሪመንት መፍራት ምናምን restrict us to become independent thinker, and it have a positive impact on personal and professional life. Example, in a professional life, it enables one to reach his conclusion, and also it builds confidence. It builds confidence for an individual. In professional life, example for employees, it allows to take responsibility for themselves, and to allow them to reach their goals they set for themselves.